minutes early. If you're catching the wonderful replay, welcome. Let me mount up here. And we are going to get all set up. For some reason, it wants me to rotate. So, no, we don't need to rotate. I guess so. Jeez. All right. Well, we're rotated. What? Someone's already hopping on here. Hey, welcome. If you're hopping on here, let me know where you're coming from. And dark day, of course it's dark. How are you, Doc? And can you hear me well? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me well. And we are going to be painting a carousel from the wonderful Balboa Park. And I'm just going to pull up also the live because I'm trying something new. I want to be able to see all of you in your comments. This is what we're going to be doing today, this carousel. And let me just pull up right here. I should be able to see everyone's comments. All right, we're going to go there and be able to see everyone's comments. Let me just... Hey, look at there. All right, so I'm going to be able to see your comments. I can see you there. Doc says, looking good. All right, look at that. I can see everyone's comments today. We won't have any lag, hopefully. And it looks like I'm squared up. I will put that photo right over here in the corner. And just so it doesn't run away on us, I will tape it down. So what's new, Doc? Have you been painting? If you have, I'm curious what you've been painting. Let's put that right there. Hopefully that's still in the frame. And I've already done the drawing. And what we're going to do... Oh, I guess it can go up just a titch. You know, every time I set this up, there's always some new facet. And, yeah. Let me know where you are watching from. All right. Here is the drawing. I've already done the drawing. And what we're going to do, we're going to probably put it right about here. I guess it's got to go up. Bum, bum, bum. And Doc says, doing a commission. A beautiful little dog in colored pencil. So not painting. Hey, you know what? There's been times where I've worked in other mediums because the client asked for it. And, but now being established watercolorist, I get primarily watercolor commissions only now, which is not a bad gig. I'll drop that down right there, just see where that's falling. I'll bring that back here in a second. I am going to go ahead and stretch this like so. All right. Hey, we have Box and Paint today. Howdy from Southern Eagle. Is that all right? Dun dun dun. And hope it's been a good week. It has been a good week here. And are you working on any painting projects? I've been putting together my upcoming flyer. This was the one that didn't print well, but it's all good. I had making adjustments on the printer, so this was my new flyer for upcoming workshop. So we have another workshop with Cheap Joe's Art Supplies that's here in the States. It's available for everybody. Doc Day attended this earlier time of the year of 2023. So for 2024, we're going to do one in February. We're doing on the 12th, the 3rd, and the 15th. And we give you the 14th off so you can get caught up. I know we all have busy days. The nice thing about these Zooms with Cheap Joe's, it's not all day. We have, Southern England. Very nice. Yes, now I can read it better. And, bum, bum, bum. And so we're going to take the 14th off. That way it gives you some time to paint so I can give you some feedback. But these are not long-winded days. These are short times. We're going to be painting loose watercolors of the harbor. This is a nice little harbor scene that I did. It's a little bit brighter than this in person, but it's got an atmospheric loose feel to it. So the cost is $265, which is a killer day for 3 days with me. And yeah, you can go there now and sign up. It will fill up. We filled it up last time, so that was nice. All right, so I'm working today on what's called, Fabiano has a paper called Soft Press. Okay, it's not cold, it's not hot, it has this different texture. I'm also working on 600 gram paper. That's right, for you Americans, that's 600 pounds or 300 pounds. Sorry, I'm still going Europe. So this is a thicker paper. Literally, I'm just getting this painting ready. I will be selling this painting this weekend at my pop-up booth. This is a busy time, and this is when people are looking for great gifts. So many people have been to this lovely carousel. It was first built in the early 1900s. I want to say 1920, 1930. It was first over in LA, and then Los Angeles decided they didn't want it. Then it went to Hotel del Coronado, and then it came back over to downtown San Diego, where there was a great place to put it. This is on the back side of my studio. So a lot of people that come to my studio also go over here. Currently, right now, it only runs on the weekends. They're still dealing with the whole COVID stuff of only running it part-time. But let's go ahead and paint this lovely image. And what I'm going to start with is I'm going to start with this lovely sky. Okay? That one section just has to go up just for a little bit. So I got to bow this. If I had my shears, or turn in the other room. We used to have an X-Acto blade. but I used it for a mat cutting project. Let's see. No, that knife is not gonna work. Alright. That's gonna work. Let's get going on this sky. I will bring the palette right here so you can see I have some blues. Stick around because I'm gonna go over some of the current colors I'm using with the Daniel Smith that are on my palette. There's gonna be a little intermission here, and I'm gonna share what I am currently playing with on my palette and some colors that you may or may not know about and why am I using them. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my mop brush. I will be using these wonderful Escoda brushes, and today we're gonna use a Perla filbert. Okay, this is not a square, it's a filbert, and we're gonna use some round perlas. Okay, and of course we've got a smaller perla. All right, and we got one Chinese brush. These are the brushes I will be using today. It looks like a nice thick piece of paper. That is right, box paint. It is a lovely, lovely piece of paper. So we'll hop right into this. The sky is got that nice, lovely warmth to it. So I'm going to go with some ultramarine blue right here, just right along the top there. Just like so. Now, with a nice clean brush, I'm going to just hit that bead that's coming down. And I'm going to soften it like so. And I'm going to come back with a little bit of orangey color right in here. Just a little bit right underneath those clouds. That's right, we're putting some clouds in this painting today. God willing, it turns out. You never know sometimes. And we're going to get some more blue here. Alright. And most people are probably thinking I'm coming out at 4 today, but I promised my lovely bride that I would who I do care so dearly about. If you know anything about me, I have my teenager and my lovely wife, and we've got a lovely little family, and the teenager is away right now, off to school, but she just made the Derby team, and she's excited about that. And some of you have seen her on these lives. She's popped her head in. So is my wife. We've got some lavender here, doing some negative painting. And we're going to put some trees in over there. I'm going to take now just a little bit of this nice gouache, add it to some orange, and I'm going to make some nice light star. It's kind of like Starburst. I don't know if you have that candy. Do you have that candy in England? Starburst? What would you have that's similar to it, Doc Day? Starburst are these like little squared candies, and they are like different fruit flavors. And then you're probably like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Hey, Joan, welcome. Joan, let everybody know where you're from. And we have Starburst over here. Oh, cool, you do have Starburst. And they're called Oat Fruit. Very cool. All right, so we've got like a sense of some sky, a little sense of clouds. Now, don't worry too much about what's going on here because there's going to be some trees. Those trees are going to go over the top of some of that sky. So when you're doing this sky, give yourself some, just give yourself some grace. All right, friends? Don't be too hard on yourselves on trying to make it perfect. The looser, the better. While I have that lovely color, I'm gonna take that. So I've got Pyro Orange. See this Pyro Orange? I was mixing it on the other side of my palette. Pyro Orange is one of the new colors that I've been playing around with because it makes a lovely color if I add some gouache to it. It makes this really soft, lovely color here. And we can see it there now. Alright. So I'm gonna go and put this in my foreground. Just like so. Now you all know I love moon glow. And we're gonna put some moon glow over the top of that just here shortly. But not this very second. Now I'm gonna add a little bit more vibrancy, chroma, like bright, nice chroma right above that sidewalk, right up in here. Okay. And I'm gonna take a nice little brush here and I'm gonna pull some of this out now and pull some of this out, okay? Just like that. There'll be now just some straight up paint going right into this curb because there's no parking here. There we go. I can do this while it's wet. Okay. A little more of that orangey color over here. Right there. And coming like that. Now we've got a sense of depth. We've got our background and we've got some foreground business going on. If it goes and wants to do that business, then we're just gonna quiet it down. There. Nice. All right, we got the chat blowing up today. This is wonderful. Let's see. I was just about to ask whether we are. Oh yeah, okay. About the start. Oh great, the candy. That's awesome. Let's see. We have another thing on here. It says, I was feeling the new travel palette and found a long lost tube of Daniel Smith manganese blue. Yes, Hugh. And I had forgotten how beautiful it is. Yes, that is right here. I love manganese blue. If you want a color, this is the color. And the wonderful lady that taught me about this color, Kathleen, just keep her in her prayers. Your prayers. She's right now going through chemo, and we're just hoping the best for her. But she taught me to use this color. She taught for beautiful waters. If you want to learn how to paint that wonderful water, try that out. Well, while it's still wet, I can put some of this other color. And this right here is ultramarine, rose of ultramarine. I can mix it with that pyro. And now this part is in the shade. It's gonna go like that. Thicker to thin, all right? We want, this line is coming towards us, so it gets thick to thin. And this one too. It's a little perspective hack. If it's coming towards you, it's going high and lower. All right. Well, this is about setting up. This is really setting up nicely. So I'm going to take this lovely thing here, this filbert. This is also a perla. See that? This is a number 16. Escoda sent these to me when I was a faculty this year for Watercolor Live. Watercolor Live is coming back up too. So we're gonna do like a kind of a little bit of a vignette, kind of like this, in this foreground. Look at that. We're creating just some nice little coning. Okay, I'm gonna bring it in this way and a little bit that way. I want you to get kind of this like little tunnel vision that's right here. Okay, I can also just do a couple of these little lines using the side, using this edge right here, like a knife, like if you were to cut. I could do this also with the perla, but I've already got the paint on it now, so this is going to create some depth. Having these lines, it's pointing to it. Are you familiar with the Last Supper painting? Everybody's looking over towards Jesus. They're all pointing at him and talking amongst themselves. Well, what's going on there is we are looking at the thing. This is called suggested lines, or radiating lines in composition. And so from here, I'm gonna get my larger brush, and we are gonna, actually, you know what I'm gonna do for fun? For fun, I'm gonna get out this brush. So this is a signatured, so this is the Aquario, and then this is the signature Joseph Zavitkovich Aquario. You don't have to have it, but if you ever come across an opportunity to get it, grab it. Why am I getting this brush? Because I'm going to paint this small stuff. So I'm going to add some water to whatever I had mixed right here. And now I'm going to drop it right in here. This first layer is going to be nice and light. Okay. I'm just going to paint that whole thing. It's going to look really attractive up against. I'm going to add a little bit of Sedona. I just put some of that on my palette today. I'm all out of, whatchamacallit, burnt sienna. I have to get some more burnt sienna. And now I'm gonna, see, I like this brush because it's got a nice point. This one, so this is worn off. I think it's a 14, and this is a number 10. All right. Bum, bum, bum. Let me know in the chat if you are painting along. I'm really curious to hear if you're painting along. while I've got this orangey color, I'm going to go and paint this other part of the roof here. So just get this in one nice swoop-dee, alright? The other section is these wonderful yellows. And we're going to do the lightest color. So I'm going to get some Queen Gold Deep. And I'm going to put that Queen Gold Deep right into this whole mix. I'm going to just clean this whole thing. Now I'm going to add water. Nice clean water. 1, 2, 3. Now let's paint this part right here. And this is going to be nice and glowing. Where the last two brushes, okay, this brush is a 10, and this brush is, I think, a 14. They're both Aquarios, but this one, see, this one has it. I like this one for plein air, and this one's really good for like studio. I personally don't like this one shining in my eyes when I'm out plein air painting. Let's go ahead and keep this bead painting for us. I can bring it back up. I am painting also on a tilt. Gonna bring that bead, and I can pick that up and bring it right into here. Just like that. Just be fearless and try it. Pick it up just as if it was in your palette. Now, we're gonna let all that marinate, okay? Meaning, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm not gonna fuss with it. I can get on these trees now. But as of right now, I'm done with the mop brushes, okay? Chuck Davis, hello, good to see you. And welcome Chuck Davis. All right, let's see. I'm gonna just pick up this little extra thing of water bead right here. I literally just grab the water out of there. You could use a paper towel in your hand too, like this. Whatever you're comfortable with. All right, that's working. Nice. Let's get on these trees. And what I want is some nice thick paint. Okay. The sun is coming from the right hand side and is going this way. So this top tree I need to make with this wonderful kind of a more of a yellowy green. Warm it up. And then we're gonna add some of that. Let's add some of that, since you brought it up, some of this manganese. Look at that green. And I'm gonna add now some goethite. Nice. Let's see what that looks like. There we go. So this is getting some really nice light. Okay. And then I'm not worried too far yet about dry brushing, because this part of the tree is nice and bulky. But I am leaving some areas for my birds to fly through. Okay. I can drop in some more yellow right in here. And some more goldish color in here. If you're not familiar with Charles Reed, you got some homework. I have a few Charles Reed books. He is definitely a grandfather of this watercolor world. Sadly, we lost him. He's no longer with us, but he's left us plenty of videos. And let's get this going darker now. Now that it's not in the direct light. Alright, we got some more great interaction today. Especially since I get to read their... I'm arting along, but having palette choice issues. And trying to just fill my sketchbook. I finally decided which one. Haha, nice. My studio palette is too big, contained for the space with the Christmas decorations. Yeah, 'tis the season to have all the Christmas decorations out, right? For sure. This is going to get a little bit cooler, so I'm going to add one of my favorite colors, which is turquoise. This is nice and thick, so we're going to get in here with some nice thick paint. Some dry brushing. I love these brushes because I've been hard on them and they still hold a nice point once I get it wet again. Alright, I'm going to get in here. This is going darker. Leaving some little bits and pieces. Then this gets darker in here. Look at that. These touch. These are two different trees. Uh-oh. That wasn't quite dry enough, which is okay. So we just stop it from doing what it wanted to do there. Getting a little darker in here. And then we got some negative painting to do. There's these little boxes. I guess they're maybe electric boxes. But it's just something to just make it have a receding background. This nice little light color back there. Some little light area here. And then we've got a nice glow right about here. And then a nice little dark green right here. These are crucial because it's establishing our distance. All right. And a little more negative painting behind this other little thing back there. That's like that. Tighten up these little boxes. This is coming down over here. Like so. And some variation of greens. I'm not wanting you to look over here, so I'm really just playing with texture and my palette. Be sure to leave those beautiful areas for our little birdies to go ahead and nestle in our treat. There's a nice little chunk of dark right here. I'll put a little section of moon glow. Can't get enough of that color. I'm just out of control. Actually, I ran out of it, and then, well, when you clean the studio, you might find some stuff. Sure enough. All right, got some darks. That's looking good. Let's leave that. I think that's a good stopping point for this side at this point. We got some more things here. We got Sally. Says, hello, Gabriel and everyone. Just getting home and signing in to watch from Berkshire County, Massachusetts. And this is a really cool and interesting octagon building. Yes, Sally, we are painting the carousel at Balboa Park. And it's quite fun. This is during the day when it's closed, or actually it's getting to be dusk in our painting. All right, let's look at this area over here. We've got to establish some negative painting to bring forth the little ticket booth. And we're gonna keep it semi, don't go dark too quick. And what I'm actually gonna do is go to this perla that is a number 8. That is the smallest perla I have. I've got some green apatite here with some moon glow, and this tree thing starts right about here, like so, and then it comes around our building. There's a little light here. I'm gonna leave that little lamp. There's this little lamp like that, and then this comes under here. I gotta tighten up that little lip. There we go. This comes right in here. Now, I'm just doing little dots and dashes and little things here. I'm not getting too stuck. Now I'm going to the side of my brush. These trees are far away, like that. Then we're going to add just a little more green thickness, a little more moon glow. I love this green mixture for stuff that is backlit and dropping down to the ground. We do have a tree right here, so we're going to go around that tree. This is a eucalyptus tree. We have them all over the park. They're all over San Diego. It was just like the tree that everybody planted everywhere. Well, actually, there's a story to it. If you wanted some property, and if you planted a tree, you could call that property yours to keep. And the cheapest and affordable tree at that time were eucalyptus trees. So people were buying up these eucalyptus trees and putting them down on their new found properties during the gold rush, I believe. And they started claiming their spots. I know we see all these movies of people putting a stake in the ground and calling it their... That wasn't quite it. There's a little more to it. All right, we've got this little lovely light tree back there. And it gets a little darker towards this bottom. This comes back on the other side of that, comes over here on the other side. This is our lovely back area. A little more green because it gets a little too purpley there. But I need that dark because it's going to push this to be our nice light space. Okay. Then we've got this little stuff coming this way. Down around our little tree one more time. And like so. All right. I'm going to take a little bit of that orangey color. And, oh, Chuck Davis says, I really like the way you paint the tree with the blank spaces between the branches. Thank you. You know, I try to find someone that paints something really well and that I like the way it looks and learn from them. and then maybe a couple other people, and then I come up with my own little things. But for the most part, I'm self-taught. And it could be a curse, it could be a blessing. Sometimes you've got to just look at the real thing and go for it. There's a little window here at our little booth. That's nice and dark, but not black. It is a dark color. We've got a nice little edge here. And, I just drew this really simple. I did not spend too much time on this drawing at all. I found simple was more. In the case of making sure that I didn't overstate. We've got this part of our booth and the top of our little guy here and the side of the booth. And we're gonna do one little cool glazing on the side if we get around to it. Like I said, I started early today because I gotta pick up the lovely Miss Stockton on time today. They're doing some special thing downtown San Diego and trying to think of better ways to take care of the homeless issues, which I think every city should be doing right now during this season of the year. And so hopefully they're doing that in your city as well. It's a real issue. All right. Got our little ticket box. We've got a tree to put right here. This is still setting up. Oh, it's getting good. It's getting nice and dry, but not bone dry. Let's look at this eucalyptus tree. There's a lot of lavender in that eucalyptus tree. Up towards one side. And then, but it will get lost if I paint it in the sky. So there's another color that you see in the eucalyptus tree, and that's like a peachy kind of color. And I'll mix the eucalyptus tree to look kind of like this gray. See that gray right there? So I mixed that, and now I can get this wonderful tree put in here. And I'm going to just look at my reference photo and just move my brush the way the thing moves. If you point this part of your brush like this, you're going to go that direction, okay? I'm not going like this. I'm taking it and I'm going like so. So this area of the tree is getting more light, so we're going to go more orangey over here. That kind of makes sense, right? More orangey color. So I'm doing these branches because it's got to look a little bit different than this other tree over here. Okay. Now there's a eucalyptus tree, but there's another tree that it's closer to us that's gonna go over that eucalyptus tree. I'm gonna take this turquoisey green and put it right into here with a little bit of lavender. And that's gonna be really lovely for my eucalyptus tree. So we're gonna move these downward, things like this. Look at that. Now there's a bigger tree that's in this foreground. See that right there? This foreground. All right. So we're gonna go goethite and real nice and dark with that moon glow. It's almost like straight out of the tube. I gotta move this guy over. There we go. Look at that. The tendency is to get too thick of paint, and that's not what we want. And now this tree kind of comes over. If you're filling in, so what I don't want is this. I don't want that. That's way too much water in my brush. So what you gotta do is take out that water. Okay? And now get in here and get some paint. Some pigment. And look. See that? There's my little... They have to do these little practices. This is nothing to write home about. This is what I like to do just for little doodles. Alright, I'm looking at this tree thing. And trees blow in the wind, they move around on us, right? This section does get a little bit darker, but not filling in the blanks. This is not paint by numbers. There we go. We got our eucalyptus tree. We got this tree in the foreground. We've got a tree over here. So if we were to cut this painting in fours, one down the middle, one across, this part of my painting over in the top left corner is different than this painting over here. Even the clouds, see that? So over here right now this looks pretty stable, which should feel stable, okay? That should feel like it's not going to crumble or move, okay? And I mean, think of it next time when you're in a funny house. You know, those little scary houses at the fair. Do you guys have the fairgrounds dock or box and paint in your country? Do you all have one of those? We call it the fairgrounds. It's like where the amusement park is with the rides, and I'm not going off topic. I'm I am this is pretty much like a fair scene too. And I'm gonna cool this down. This should be a little bit cooler right here. Nice. There we go. Nice and cool right there. All right. And then actually this can be a little bit cooler right here. There we go. And I can actually just let that marinate together. Look at that. All right. Well, should we get started on this building or what? Before I do, I just want to get these boxes knocked out. I'm going to mix some orangey color with lavender. And this box thing right here gets a little bit of this here and a little bit of that. Look at those little boxes. Nice. And there's another little box back there. But it's backlit, so it gets the paint down in the center, so it gets light around it. Okay. This little thing here. Okay, I'm jumping ahead. We're going to start at the top, and let's look at this. We made this nice and light. Let's go ahead and do the flagpole. I'll bring this back over here. For the flagpole, I'm going to use this buff titanium right here. Another great color. while I'm out plein air painting, I don't have to worry about mixing it. And there's our pole. Now, it has a flag up on it, and we're gonna go ahead and put a flag color. I need a little orange or a little red color, but I don't want it to grab your attention and be stuck up there. Okay, don't make a bright flag. Just something that looks like it's blowing in the wind. If you make this too obvious, it's going to take away from your painting. So something like that. It is the American flag, but I'm not going to be painting all those lines in there. I want this thing to look like it's blowing around in the sky. All right, what else we got here? I'm adding your tree painting technique to my toolbox. That's wonderful, Chuck. We have traveling fairs and permanent, like Pleasure Beach and Blackpool. Cool. I was trucking everyone in with have really neat stream fairs times of the year, and all rides are steam powered. Ooh, that's really cool. That is really cool. Where is that box? Oh, in the picture? The box is right here. It just adds some depth. I left out the tree though. I put the tree behind the boxes. I edited out that tree. All right, now to the top of our building. I've got to get, well, you'd think I got to get rid of the green, but I actually don't. I get some red, and the red and the green, look at that, just made my shadow. Whoa, that's right. Pretty cool, right? So we're going to add that in there. How many times have you just added blue to red and you thought that made your shadow color? Well, we're not doing that today. I will add some moon glow because we've added moon glow to the other things, which is making it more lavender, okay? In moon glow, there is green, red, and blue, okay? And that just made this just a little bit thicker, which I need for this line of my drawing to disappear. So we've got this area here. And now I'm going to add a little bit of red back in here. A little bit of orangey. And now I'm going to paint this part of my lovely guy here. And I'm going to take a little bit of that and bring it there. And call this good. And get back underneath just a little bit darker on this one side. All right, now we got this nice little dark windows. You know, make sure you're trying to stay in a place of learning. If there's anything that's kept me growing, it's to stay in a place of learning. If you can stay in that place of learning, you're going to grow substantially fast. And if there's anything you want, it is you want that faster growth by just staying in a place of learning. I was just reading, listening. I love reading. I also love watching some videos. And I think as artists, when we keep learning and keep reading, you're going to get inspired, and it's going to help you think of other great projects. So we're putting in these shadows. We already painted the building, the base color. Now we're bringing in and introducing the shadows. I'm adding just a little bit of water right in here. I feel like I'm teaching a little bit more, but I hope that by me teaching you a little bit more today than as opposed in the past, that it'll give you kind of a sense of how I run my workshops. Doc Day she can tell you how if I'm a good teacher or not. She has attended my workshop, and not to brag, but just just to let you know that I'm very passionate about this stuff, and some of the times I'm not teaching you guys on these things, and it's just what I have to do to appease some of the people. They're like, yeah, definitely, stay on the lips of people, but don't give away all your painting secrets. And I go, well, just give me more opportunities. But I also got to listen to their advice, because they're the ones that's going to be paying me for teaching. All right, enough about me. Let's paint some of these windows. We've got a couple of windows in here, right? And they don't have to be perfect, because these ones are still kind of in the shadow. It just has to read like windows. Actually, Doc, I know you went to the workshop. I noticed that the new workshop, where you sign up for the workshop, it has a thing on there that you can give stars, like a recommendation. And on the actual website, it's kind of like how you sign up. So if any of you want to sign up, all you got to do is just Google cheapjoes.com. And what you do is, when you go to Cheap Joe's, you'll see all the wonderful art supplies that are available to you. And if you go in the search tab and put my name, Gabriel Stockton, that's the fastest way to find my page for the class. Mixing in a little more of that green again. And right where you go to sign up for the class, there's a spot where you can give a review. And that would be really helpful. But anywho, I appreciate you guys showing up here on Watercolor Wednesday. I'm always enjoying finding you content. I did this painting before, but not like this one. This is a little different. Each painting I want, and hopefully I can do a little different for you. But yes, Balboa Park. Friends of Balboa Park asked me to do a painting like this right when we got back from COVID. And I did this little scene. And it was part of their promotion to get people going again to the wonderful carousel. All right, there's a nice chunk of dark right here. I almost gotta go dark. Woo! A nice little chunk of dark right there. Yeah. All right, let me check the chat here. Says, I did leave a great review after the last one. Oh, thank you so much. I so appreciate that. I'm very grateful to you. Thank you. That's so kind of you. And let's see. We got, I've just seen it and I will join. I will also do some starry stuff. Tell me more about the starry stuff. That's cool. And Doc Day said she learned a lot. Gabriel is fabulous teacher and gives lots of feedback, and he'll give you both supportive and helpful information. Awesome. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. And Box says, my art is more cartoony, and I find it difficult to focus on traditional watercolor and that style. But last watercolor course I took, I still learned a lot, but seeing different methods and how people mix. That's great. And Doc says, put the stars on the review. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. I get it now. Sorry. I had a blonde moment for a second. All right. Let's get these little windows in. And, you can learn from all mediums. There's times where I've tried to learn what the heck are they doing over there in that pastels, pastel people, they also used watercolors with their pastels, and I've watched like oil painters and see how they do all that wonderful buttery stuff, and I've watched drawing and drawing, so much drawing stuff that I can't emphasize how much drawing is so important. Okay, and we got some more windows here. Draw. Like, I'm gonna show you. I've been on this barn series kick, right? And we got a sketchbook here. This is a sketchbook by Cheap Joe's. And oh hey, that's not it. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Too many sketchbooks. So this was a fun little sketch here. This was a foggy morning. So everything was really just soft and in the distance. And here's a nice little barn scene here. This is just some daily sketching, friends. Here's a wonderful, some of them turn out, some of them don't. Here's another one. Oh, this is the Hotel Del. Yep. There's some people. And, oh, here's a nice, lovely one. This one I'm considering painting. You have barns, and I'm sure you have barns in England. Let's see. London on Saturday night, we and some full of fog every time you turned a corner. Oh my goodness. I dealt with a lot of fog in my college days up in Oregon, and it was quite the experience. You had to sometimes wait till a certain time of the day to even leave because the fog would be so intense. All right, let's look at this roof. this roof gets nice and dark over here. Right about here. It's good to establish these little edges. Like so. It helps with the framework of our thing. This gets really nice and dark here. Look at that. And this little edge comes back, and then this goes down. Then we need a nice light color right there. Wow, you guys, I love this chat today. I love that I can see it too. I think that's why we're chatting it up so much. Look at this. Look at that. Not too dark and not too light, but just enough. I could put some wonderful turquoise in there too. That way it looks like it's even reflecting some of that lovely... This three-dimensional building here's come along. What do you think? All right, the driving home, not so much, right? I had to drive on Saturday. What a great experience. Oh my goodness. Sounds intense. All right, and then let's get this part of the building. Now, I'm breaking these down for you. Usually I paint these all in one go. But I think it's helpful if I maybe back up to where I used to paint in my earlier times where I was still painting in little sections, but still not paint by numbers, okay? This is still all kind of linking together, okay? And dropping that in there. This comes nice and dark there. We're coming along. And wow, we are over an hour. Holy mackerel. Well, let's see, what time are we at though? 4 o'clock. All right, so I probably got another 10 minutes. And then I gotta run to go pick up my beautiful bride, my lovely wife, who is referred to as Holy Hottie. She's my little holy hottie. And so I just want to honor my wife and pick her up on time. But let's finish painting this roof. Look at that. And this nice little chunk of dark right about there. Wow, this is really coming along, huh? All right, let's look at adding some gouache white because I need a dull area right in here. And I need it to have like some girth. What do I mean by girth, Gabriel? What I mean is I need it to have some opaque aspect to this. This is like a thing that I hope that I bring into watercolor. I hope that I can show that watercolor can be kind and beautiful, and we can use a little other tools. We need more tools in our tool belt as watercolorists, and you would not hammer with a screwdriver. If you only had a hammer, you would not hammer a nail, hopefully, with a screwdriver. So my point being is I would hope that you can set aside your pride and try some of this gouache. It's a great opportunity to, you know, some of the greats use the gouache in their paintings currently. I can name one, James Gurney. He does a whole gouache painting, and I really enjoyed painting along with James in LA. No, I wasn't right next to him, but we did connect, and oh, he did post my painting on his Instagram along with some other amazing artists. It was quite funny. Some people had thought I was one of the facility instructors at that event, but I had to tell them, no, sorry, I'm a participant. All right, we've got in those nice little chunks of light, and those little chunks of, this is where we've got this flare of shadowing that's happening, and we gotta get that sunburst color thing going again, but we're doing it with opaque paint to make this really pop. I could also use watercolor white if you don't have if you have titanium white, you'll be okay. Or not so much oh, whatchamacallit. I'll go ahead and paint these windows, but those windows will be going black. Dark-ish. This side is in the shade, bits and pieces of it. That was just a little dark, so I can add a little bit of water to it. Let's add some lavender to make a more of a gray. Instead of adding black, add some lavender. This section here, this section, this part might not be completely accurate, but you know what? No one's commissioned me for this painting. This is just my own. But I do plan on selling it this weekend. So at my little booth, I'll have a little booth this weekend over in Balboa Park. We've got this little section here. All right, what else is in the chat? My dog ate my titanium white and all. We had intense walks, and it, oh my goodness. Wow, I've never even heard of that. That is wild. We had an interesting walk in the park, and picked up was easy. Oh my goodness. That is wild. That is wild. Doc, I'm gonna have to ask you to tell that story in our class. I'm gonna have to hear that and see your face tell me that story. That is so wild. Look at this gray over here. And this actually needs to go just a touch darker. Whoa, we're almost done. Oh, I don't want to be that husband though. You know that guy that picks up the wife late? Ooh. Okay, someone's going to have to kick me off here. Someone's going to have to go. Bye, Gabriel. Look at that. I'm making this a little more punchy. Wow, when I put this dark window here, it's gonna really be something. Now, I can get my Chinese brush. There is some little details. See these little lines? Okay. Those little lines are part of this guy right there. Okay. And so let's see if I can do that really quick. Uh-oh. Oh no, I just added the wrong color. That happens, see? I do it too. I am not perfect by far. Oh, but this is actually better. So this line comes down and out this way. The line comes down and out this way. Now the line goes down and out the other way. Down and out the other way. And this one, this way, that way, down, down. Not so perfect. But what we want is that glow. There's a little sign right here. And it's a cute yellowy color. I'm gonna have to excuse myself. Alright. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish this and I'm gonna post it on my Instagram. If you haven't been on the Instagram, my Instagram is Gabriel Stockton Fine Art. Okay? Gabriel Stockton Fine Art. Just like my website. Okay? Well, I am curious to see what it looks like with the tape pulled back. This painting, though, is probably about, I would say this painting is probably about 90% done. It's really darn close. Let's pull back this tape, see what we got here. And, oh yeah. Looking lovely. Hey, don't you wish you could paint like this? For 70 minutes, 75 minutes. Well, that's lovely. And you know, what's really gonna bring it home is the best part, right? The signature. And if I were to sign this, I would sign it with this Tombow pen. First, I'd make sure it's working good. And then I would sign it up right about here. Because my matting is going to cover it, right? And this is a Sumi ink. So Sumi ink has already been tested that it lasts for a really long time. But look how lovely that looks. Pretty much I've just got a little more information to do right in here and call it a day. This is a nice little piece. It probably will range somewhere in the $365 or $335 range US. But anyways, thank you so much. Again, if you want to come join me, Cheap Joe's, we're going to be doing this in February. And thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Keep those brushes wet. I'll see you again next week. You're so welcome, Sally. And thanks, Doc. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Box and Paint. And everyone else that's watching this on the replay, have a wonderful day and keep painting. See you. Bye.